Hey, how's everybody doing this Sunday afternoon? I just thought to give you a little quick update. Um, I do pop up sales. Some of you people figured it out already, whatever. And when I talk about pop up sales, I have a F, or excuse me, not an F-250, E250 cargo van, and I just go to different locations. I have pretty much the same locations on different spots on weekends, and excuse me, and I do really, really well in a place called Alva, Florida. I've been wanting to talk about this topic, and once again, I'm just kind of winging this. There is no script. Uh, I think I've only done one video that had a script. This is not script. Now I think it's actually been two videos that have been semi-scripted or prepared for. But so I just want to give you an update, like on the downside of what I do. So I get so many people, customers pull up and see what I do, and like, oh man, this is so cool. I love this, and I'm like, yeah, thank you, I appreciate that. But like in the back of my mind, I'm thinking like, man, I wish people knew how hard this was. It's not, you just don't show up and, you're not set up in 15 minutes. There's, you have to buy and prepare. Like, code enforcement doesn't allow me to do this during the week anymore because they're just idiotic. Just the regulations are just stupid. But so anyway, I kept getting chased out of places during the week, and they're threatening, like basically assassinate me if I do it again, and all this dumb shit. So anyway, so what I do is I try and check the weather. I try and wait till I can, like the weather.com channel, and I try and check the hourly forecast based on where I'm going to set up. So I go to my resource for the fishing products and stuff like that. So I usually go on Friday, and I can pretty much determine how much I need to buy by the weather forecast. So let's say I get to my wholesaler at 11 a.m. on Friday, and there's a lot that goes into it. A lot of people don't realize, but if I buy, let's say 50 items or 100, when I say 100 items, it could be little bags of hooks or whatever. But I mean, like, it takes hours to price that. You got to price that. You got to price that. So I'll sit there, like, this is just hypothetical, just so people understand, get a better idea of what happens. So there's a lot of preparation and pricing. There's food preparation for when I'm sitting in the van for 10 hours and stuff like that. And then there's just so much more involved. And I don't live in a mansion. I live in a small efficiency apartment. So I have a storage unit. So everything is stored in a storage unit. So I'm going to give you an understanding on, like, the pop-up retail businesses. It can be fun. It can be very profitable at times, but you're going to have good days and bad days. And today's been one of the bad days. So I just thought I'd give a little more true insight into what actually happens doing what I do. So I basically, if I'm setting up on a Saturday or Sunday, I wake up at like 4:45 a.m. I get showered, prepare my coffee, go out and if I haven't fueled the day before, I'll put fuel in. But sometimes, I need to get money out of the ATM. You got to make sure you have enough ones, fives, tens, and stuff like that. It's just crazy. You got to have a lot of cash. So you got to make sure you have, sometimes I might hit 2 or 3 retailers in the morning, 7-Eleven or a racetrack, just trying to make sure I have enough change, because just how monetary situations, would fall out, prior to the weekend or whatever. But anyway, so now we're moving on to just the reality. If I'm set up in this van for 10, 11, 12 hours, whatever it is, you're going to have to use the restroom, So this is not the pretty side, but this is the reality side of what I do. So I get excited when people tell me, oh man, it's so cool what you do. But like, yeah, you go poop in the back of your van, in a 5-gallon bucket. And then I have a plastic jug you get at Dollar Tree. that's my urinal, so I just put it on the driver's side, open up the door. It kind of blocks the view so nobody gets offended, and that's the reality of what I do. So once I'm set up, it's really cool. But if I'm doing this is kind of like the bad side. You go to the storage unit in the morning. I'm usually there by 5:15, 5:30, whatever. It takes about a half hour to load everything up into the van. Then when I come to whatever site I'm selling at, it takes me almost an hour and a half to set up. So that's always a pain in the backside. Do all that, and then like from the full completion of the setup time till the breakdown time, it's pretty cool. I can sit here in the van and YouTube and all, that part I love. It's great. But I'm like today I'm out here in a place called Alva. I love it. I mean, these people are so good out here, but for whatever reason, today has been a very bad day. So I'm just dealing with it. But it's just like, good days and bad days. But my best sales day ever has been out here in Alva. My second best sales day has been out here in Alva. My third, I just love this place. These very down-to-earth country farm type people, very good people. But for whatever reason, the roads are barren. I don't know if it's because school's out now and people went on vacation or what. But anyway, so I'm trying to give you an insight. If basically you might have to move product 4 times in one day. So it's going to take me, let's say, minimum 30 minutes to load up in the morning, to put it in my van, hour and a half to unload it. Then I got to put out all my signs and do all that stuff. And I was looking over here because I thought somebody was pulling in. I'm sorry. But then, I do all the stuff in between. I got to make sure everything's priced. And sometimes I might have forgotten to price something. I got to just double check all the price labels and make sure everything's good. Then at the end of the day, it's usually a little bit quicker to pack up. It might be like an hour and 15 minutes to pack up, but I have totes and stuff like that. But the other factor that people don't really think about is in Florida, this time of year we get a lot of rain and weather and all that kind of nonsense. Sometimes it can hit you pretty rapidly. So I have a lot of products that can get damaged in the rain, even though it's like fishing related. You have cardboard headers on fish hooks and all this stuff, and it can kind of get soft and soggy. And so you kind of have to be in tune with the weather and stuff like that. But anyway, so I'm not griping. I've been kind of wanting to do like a video. Like I said, using a 5-gallon bucket, it's not the greatest thing. And if obviously if you utilize that, you don't want to be smelling that all day. So you kind of have to cover that up and put it outside until you're departing, because I don't like the litter or anything. And but that's the reality of, the pop-up retail world. So hopefully, it won't be long before I get my retail store. But, the good thing I like doing, and one thing I love about entrepreneurs, you talk to any entrepreneur that's been very successful, you're going to go through struggles. You're going to go through ups and downs and peaks and valleys. And the people that just don't quit are the people that are going to succeed. So I'm still trying to figure out if I'm going to be the one that succeeds. I think I will. And I'm getting after it. I'm trying a bunch of different avenues for exposure and just it's when you have champagne taste and you're on a beer budget, it's hard to get ahead. It really is. It really is. So like I know what I need to do. I know what I want to do. Here I again talking like an Italian, but I'm trying to get there. So I definitely know what I need to do. It just comes down to ching. So, I'm always trying to keep my credit in order and, stuff like that. But anyway, so I'm kind of done rambling. I'm just since I had some free time, I'm looking over at my display and it does look pretty cool. I think it's kind of cool. Like, unfortunately, some people, the one reason I like Alva is people don't try and beat you down like a yard sale. They look at you as more like of a cool subsidy to their community, something that they don't have. They don't have a bait and tackle shop out here. I don't have bait, but I have the tackle. But it's so cool out here. Every once in a while, you get people. People go yard selling, and I always tell people this is not your grandma's yard sale. This is a pop-up store. I'm a mobile store, and I always tell them I'm cheaper than retail, and I'm not charging you the tax. So they always try and beat you down on. Not out here they don't do that. Different places they do try and beat you down on price, but I stand firm. I'm like, you can buy it somewhere else and pay the tax and pay more and whatever, or you can order it online and have it in a couple of days, or you can buy it today and you're still going to save money and not pay tax. So that's kind of where I stand on that. That's my philosophy on that. I didn't mean to kind of ramble, but I just felt it was important. It's not an easy job. Once I'm set up, it's easy because I get to sit in the van and do YouTube all day, and that's great. But just a little rambling, something for people to think about. I really thought like it would be so cool, and I know I kind of like set up here. I'm literally at a school, and I only do it on Sundays because I know there's nobody here, and I'm not trying to offend anybody, especially with the channel name and all that stuff. But I've been here for 2 years. I'm very well accepted out here. I get people drive by, wave to me, and beep all the time. And some people I recognize, some people I don't. But I just love it out here. It truly is my second home. This actually feels more like my first home than a second home because these people are so cool. And I feel if I can't get out of here due to the weather or something like that, I feel like I'm letting those people down. Because I always get people asking me every weekend, are you going to be here next weekend? Are you going to, and I always tell them I'll be here on Sunday if the weather's okay, if it's not windy or rainy. But I always thought it would be so cool if there could be, like a food truck out here and all that, but I know once it happens, the school district's going to shut that down. It can't be all commercialized. So I've been very fortunate to have a good following, good community. It's going to support me, and I would think by now the administration probably knows that I'm here. They're so laid back out here in the country. It's great. So anyway, with all that being said, I just want to wish everybody a happy Sunday evening. Hopefully everybody has a great week, and just chase your dreams. If you have a dream, a lot of times I get intimidated by things. And I realized like it reminded me so much of high school. Like I would put stuff off, and like if I had a book report or whatever it was, or I had to study for some big, I was the biggest procrastinator in the world. And then once I did it, I was like, whew, man, I feel so much better. Like I would always say to myself, why didn't I do that sooner? It's like you have it's almost like the fear of the unknown. But once you jump in and start attacking it, it's like you're just chiseling away at that fear. So like with YouTube, like I had the biggest fear on, I'm going to look like the biggest jackass. And I'm like, I know I do, but now at least I stutter sometimes, or I grasp for words. I don't script anything. But I'm forcing myself to get in front of the camera to talk more. And eventually I'm going to be more comfortable. I'm going to be looking at that phone and just picturing like my best friend or, a girlfriend or something like that. I've heard people say, just don't look at your phone as a phone. Just look at, you're looking at like, 100 friends or whatever. And then you're more comfortable. So I'm done with that. I just want to say thank you, everybody, and make your week the best it can be. Thank you.